Hello, everybody. Welcome to Uncommon Analysis. Today, I wanted to talk about the delusion that apparently Kamala Harris is under. I there's a week or so ago, I did a video on this. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, where some preliminary polls for 2028 came out showing Harris in the lead for Democrats. They mean nothing. It's basically name recognition. She just came out of the campaign. Of course, she's going to be the most popular candidate of the options given to poll respondents. But Harris apparently, by some reports, seems to believe that she's got a legitimate shot at 2028 and she can go rehabilitate herself and come back. I'm telling you, like I said in that last video, this is delusional. She apparently has beta syndrome, what I'm calling Beto syndrome. For those of you who are not aware, Beto O'Rourke ran for the Senate in Texas in 2018. At that point, Ted Cruz had burned a lot of bridges and angered a lot of people on a lot of reasons down in Texas. He had angered a lot of conservatives with his run against Trump in the 2016 election and his refusal to step aside, and did a lot of things that really, really angered a lot of the conservative base there. He obviously was never popular with Democrats, and the Democrats were very adamant to try to turn the state blue. So they spent a lot of money in 2018 to try to dethrone Cruz. And the vehicle with which they used was a man named Beto O'Rourke. They pulled him out of, he was a congressman from down in Texas. He really was unremarkable, but they put a lot of money behind him. Cruz was unpopular and pretty weak. And so they ran a good campaign. They ran a strong campaign with a lot of outside money and honestly came pretty close. I think it was in a couple points of beating Cruz. At the end, he lost, though. No big deal. End of the day, Beto should have gone along with his life and moved on. But Beto was under the same delusion that it appears Kamala Harris seems to be if she believes she's actually going to run for president again. And that Beto didn't realize that he was an empty suit. He was just a generic puppet they stuck in that to play that role. He was an actor. It could have been anybody. He actually thought that the results of that election were because of him, not because of the situation around it. And he continued to try to do things and play up. He ran for, I believe, governor last cycle, not the cycle last, and just got crushed. Just got absolutely crushed, which was pretty predictable. Basically got full of himself. He believed he was something special, when in fact it was just the situation around him. Anybody in that situation would have done about the same as he did. Same thing is true of Harris. Harris is not going anywhere. They could have stuck any Democrat in there and wound up with about the same result. I've said that many, many times. But she apparently, by some reports, is believing the hype that she was part of how well she did. She actually is better than she did. The people want her. There was no excitement around Harris. No one voted for Harris. They voted against Trump. No one excited about Harris. No one's going anywhere. If she truly believes this, then she's suffering from what I'm calling Beto O'Rourke syndrome. It's the exact same thing. She was an empty suit. Anybody could have filled this role, and we wound up with roughly the exact same results. So I don't know where to go with this. This is the kind of delusion that is going on in the Democratic Party. I'll put a link to my original video that says why Harris will never be the Democratic nominee for president again, ever. I think it speaks for itself. She blew through over $1 billion and lost everything. She's a terrible campaigner. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her with a few sentences in 2020. She never even made it to the Iowa. It was insane that Democrats ever thought this person could win at all, but they had very limited options, so they did what they could do. But if she's really that dumb, which honest to God, I would like to think she's not, but based on her behavior, um, this is not a very bright woman. I'm sorry. I honestly do not know how she ever passed an LSAT, let alone the bar anywhere, based on what I've seen out of her. I've been around attorneys my entire life. I've never seen someone so incompetent. This woman couldn't even run her campaign. People just bilked her campaign for all it's worth. $1 billion pretty much just burned. Corruption right underneath her nose. And yet they wanted this woman to be president, and she thinks she's got a legitimate shot to come again. There's no hope for these people. I really don't think there's any hope. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night, and I am out.